This was the scene at an LA beach this week as police officers armed with assault rifles came to evict people living in a homeless encampment. According to the LA Homeless Services Authority, there are over 66,000 people experiencing homelessness in LA County and over 41,000 people experiencing homelessness in the city of LA. This is a 16.1% rise from last year. The LA City Council recently passed anti-camping laws in an attempt to crack down on its growing homelessness crisis. However, housing rights activists have been protesting the law outside of LA Mayor Eric Garcetti's house. They say that criminalizing camping does nothing to address the issues that cause homelessness in the first place. Missouri Congresswoman Cori Bush, who has herself experienced homelessness, staged a successful protest outside of the Capitol, urging the federal government to extend the eviction moratorium.
When you sleep outside on the ground, you are open and you are vulnerable to all the elements. However, whatever those elements are, it was cold last night and now it's super hot. We've still been here. I still have on the same clothes I had on last night. I'm dirty. I'm dirty, I'm sticky, I'm sweaty. I still have on what I had on last night. This is how people will have to live if we don't do something. 7 million people, 6 million, 11 million, how many ever it is, they deserve their human dignity, and they deserve for the people that are paid to represent them to show up and do the work to make sure that they have their basic needs met today.
The White House recently announced that it will be extending the moratorium, saving thousands of Americans from experiencing homelessness, at least temporarily. I'm Rayy Vana, and welcome back to Rebel HQ. The homeless living in America are some of the country's most vulnerable citizens, but their struggles are often overlooked, forgotten, or dismissed altogether. This is Joshua Spriestersbach, a homeless man who is living in Honolulu, Hawaii. In 2017, he fell asleep outside of a homeless shelter and was arrested. He cooperated with the police because he assumed he was being arrested for violating Honolulu's ban on sleeping on public sidewalks, but it turns out that was not the case. The police had mistakenly identified Spriestersbach for this man, Thomas Castleberry, a fugitive who has an outstanding probation warrant from a 2006 drug case. While the two men looked similar, Spriestersbach's fingerprints could not match Castleberry's fingerprints, and it would have been very easy for the Honolulu police to confirm that the man they arrested was not the man they were looking for. Spriestersbach continuously asserted that he was not Castleberry. The court dismissed his claim that the police had the wrong guy, and instead decided Spriestersbach was delusional and had him committed to the Hawaii State Hospital. Problem is, Spriestersbach knew exactly who he was. It was the police and the judicial system that mistook his identity. Spriestersbach spent almost 3 years institutionalized before anyone at Honolulu PD bothered to run his fingerprints. In fact, Castleberry had been in an Alaskan prison since 2016, a full year before Spriestersbach was detained in Honolulu. Thankfully, Spriestersbach has been released. However, Hawaiian officials are attempting to sweep this miscarriage of justice under the rug. No court documents acknowledge the massive mistake made by the legal system that resulted in an innocent man spending 3 years in a criminal psychiatric institution. But that is exactly how this country treats its homeless population, with no dignity and no respect.